Right, quite a few of you have asked me about using big lures and what lures to choose. First of all, you know, get the lures that you like the look of. Most lures will catch it. All lures will catch fish. It's just a matter of using the right lures in the right place at the right time. And you know, I always say a bit of variety. I'll give you a few ideas with some of the lures that I use, or you know, I'm always chopping and changing. But you know, you get a few of your favourites. But it's quite topical for me at the minute. Not just because I'm getting asked quite a lot by people about, you know, winter time coming and wanting to go lure fishing for pike using big lures. But me and Adi are off to Sweden. And I've got a suitcase. I was going to have to got my clothes in it, my one pair of underpants, an extra pair of socks, just to, you know, you never know when you might need an extra pair of socks, and lots of packets of Space Raiders. So there's not much room for fishing lures, so I've got to choose wisely, and it'll help you choose. I mean, there's no point. I've got a selection of lures today, and I've got umpteen lures at home. But you know, when you're starting out, you just need a few lures. I always say a bit of variety. Bit of variety in colour, in size and shape, in movement. So I'm going to pick some lures, and most of you know I'm going to put a squealer bait on. It's not the only lure that catches fish. It's not the only lure for us that catches fish. They're pretty hard to get hold of in the UK, you know. There's a few places, but it's just what I like. I like the movement of it. Me and Ed like the movement of it. In fact, Ed introduced me to it. You know, it's a. Now I would have filmed you this and got you some lovely low footage, but the water's colour of dog poo. So straight retrieved, had a few jerks, speed it up, slow it down. There's so many ways you can fish it, and it is as simple as that. It's got an internal rattle, a chamber inside that's hollow with a big ball bearing in. And it's just an attractant, curly tail. I mean, I've got a pike pattern, put a jig skins on it, pike pattern. I've got a bright tail, and you know, it's a lure that works. I think that one of the big points for the squirrely bait is that where it sits in the water and on the paws, it just stays there like that. And you can just leave it there, and that can trigger a hit. So it's just, that's one different thing that you might not find in other lures. So for me, that's going straight in the bag, and I'll take a couple of baits, to be honest. Spare bait and some spare tails. So when you want variety, so I want to mix it up with something. Now, if you want to know a lure that works, look at that. That's a Savage Gear 19cm lip lure. That's caught umpteen fish. I've got loads of that actually in that pattern, rainbow trout, and it's caught so many fish. Simple swim bait, great for shallow waters. Up to about, let's say, 10 foot. In clear water, probably even more, but you know, 10-foot water. It's got a bit of noise as it rattles about itself, but it catches fish. Simple lure. However, the one at the minute for me, I'm getting. However, the one at the minute for me was giving me a lot of confidence. It's a lure I've caught before. You've seen it in videos, the dinner bell lure, and it's the other Savage Gear one, the one with the bigger lip, and it's of a low rider. And the low rider just makes even more noise. And I've had some nice fish, including you saw in a couple of recent videos. I've just cut myself on a hook. So that's coming with me. If I'm going to find it tough and I want to find a fish, that's going to work. But you can see it's a total different lure, jointed swim bait compared to a bait, so I've got variety. So that's going in the bag. That's two lures straight away for me that's going to go. Now soft plastics, we're going to a country that's just, well, it's got so much variety in soft plastics. So I'm not really going to be taking many soft plastics, but it's a good idea to have a big soft plastic. Now lures that we like to use, you've seen us use the Gator gums. Obviously we've got a bit of an affiliation with Gator and Leech, etc. So we've been using the Gator gums, but you know, any big soft plastic. We like replicants a little bit. You know, actually we come out with a shallow version, but you know, they're a bit heavier. You can get them down, but anything like, you know, Fox replicant. Pig shad, you've seen us use those in the past. There's loads and loads of choice now these days. So you know, a big soft plastic, but the key with soft plastics is I've not actually brought any. The key with soft plastics is rigging them differently with You know, a heavier jig head to get down in deep water, a shallow jig bed, or even a shallow screw to fish really slow in shallow water. And that's your crucial thing with soft lures. I will be buying a few when I get over there. We're going to go to a tackle shop, so I'll be buying some of those when I get there. But of course, we're going to pick up a load more gator gums, and we'll be fishing with gator gums a lot. So the only other soft lure that I've actually brought out to show you is somebody will see me on Facebook. These one from Hide Hook, and it's we're taking a couple of those just in case we fish any shallow bays that's weedy and got grasses. And these are a new one, and it's basically got 2 single hooks. I don't know if you can see that. No treble hook, no trebles, just 2 single hooks, and they sit just inside there, and they sort of clip into a little. You got a rubber slot hiding over the top that's covering it, and basically as you go over weed, you're gonna catch a little bit of weed on your trace and on your clip and everything, but not loads. But we're not gonna get tangled up. And you can pull them through weeds. It's been really good. I've not got loads of waters around me. You know, I fish rivers, so there's not loads and loads of grassy areas. But I did test these out and had some nice fish on them, and they do work. So I'm going to be taking them to Sweden, and if I find any shallow, you know, I watch the videos of, you know, all the Swedish channels, and you watch those videos and you see where the waters are fishing. So that's a good option. So I'd hate to be in Sweden and not have those with me. So I'm going to take a couple of those. They're not heavy either, so that's a good option to have. Mix it up. I mean, how many times do we use, you know, especially in some of the older videos, just let this tractor go by. Trying to film. Especially some of the older videos. Got Strike Pro wolf tail, simple, cast it out, big curly tail. You know, you can fish them quite shallow. That lure's going to catch your fish. Anybody who's starting out pike fishing, simple lure to use. Cast it out, wind it in. You can add a little bit of a jerk, and you know, add a little bit more action and slow it down, let it slowly sink, and then again, and that's going to catch your fish. You know, really slow retrieve or a faster retrieve. You know, that's it. Not too expensive. I don't know, 15 quid, I think, something like that. You know, that's a bog standard, easy lure to buy. I'll take a wolf tail. What else could you look at? What about a crank? Rapala Super Shad Rap, caught so many fish, so many big fish. This has done some whacking fish on places down south, one of the big reservoirs. Not for me, but for other people. It's a lure, you can troll it, you can cast it. This is a floating version, so basically you cast it out, it'll float. The lip digs in as you crank it, and it's got an awesome, you know, wiggle. It flashes like that as it goes down. You can pause it and it'll float back up and back down. So that's a good crankbait to use. From the bank, it's not going to go massively deep. You're not going to cast it and it's going to be digging in too much, as opposed to we got. It's another deep. This is a deep lure for trolling. I won't be taking this one, by the way. This is what's called a deep invader. Musky Innovations Deep Invader, I think. Massive lip on the front. If you cast that from the bank, you're going to be digging straight into snags. So for most of us people who's bank fishing, that's no good. Well, something like that, that'll be ideal for most waters that we fish. You know, 10, 12 foot. Fish it on this canal, and it's going to catch your fish. You could even cast it out and walk along and troll yourself down the margin. It's going to catch your fish as that. So a simple lure that you could buy. I'll take it with me, shall I? So then, you know, me and Eddie love us jerk baits, love catching fish on jerk baits, and if we can, we'll catch on jerk baits. Now, Eddie's got a nice cobs that he'll be taking with him. He might even take his big pike jerk bait, which is sitting. You saw that in his low day video where he was showing people in Edge and he caught a few fish. He might take that with him. But Eddie's cobs has been ripping it up recently. Well, all his life he's been ripping it up, catching fish. And as many times I've been fishing with my jerk baits, what I've got confidence in. And Eddie's got a jerk bait that seems to just catch more than everybody else's. So today I just got in my possession a brand new jerk bait. Now it's not a cobs jerk bait. It's one from our mate at Robinson Lures UK. Robinson Lures UK. Can't even say it. Barry Robinson makes these lures, and it's his trout glider. It's a new version, and I really need to take these hook protectors off before I start fishing. I'm going to give it a chuck today. This is my hopefully answer to Eddie's bright orange cobs. So these lures have got a really easy glide on them. Simple to use. any idiot can make it work, even people like me. So I'll just cut this little bit out and then you can come back to them when I've got some hooks. Nice to enjoy my 3 week later when I finally got the hook protectors off. That was a bit of a chore. So I'm just going to give it a chuck just to make sure it's what I want. But I wanted a big bright lure, and I just know it's going to work from Barry. The thing with a bright, I don't know if you can see it or not. Lovely. Can you see that? Yeah. Thing with a big bright orange jerkbait, it's not just the bright orange that gets their attention, it's that motion, it's that side to side action, it's that pushing the water. And this one's actually the floating version, so it comes back up, so it's worth knowing what your lure does. But custom lures like this, you know, you're gonna pay some money. You can pay anything between 20 and 30 quid, probably even more depending on who you're buying from, but 20 and 30 quid's often a price in the UK. That might sound expensive for lures, but when you're paying 20 quid for a mass-produced plastic lure, then you know, a custom-made job like that, that's a one of a kind. You can get them made, in, you know, in your own style. You could get your name painted on. You can get, you know, Union Jack, your football team colours, all sorts for these lads who do custom lures. You know, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, there's loads of jerkbaits out there. Savage Gear have got a range of jerkbaits. I can't remember what I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, there's the Salmo sliders are an easy lure that works. You know, jerks left and right. It's easy to work. The catch fish, you know, simple lures. You don't have to spend loads of money on custom made, but that's going in my bag. So what have I got so far? I've got a wolf's tail for the steady retrieve. I've got a bait because I just like my bait. I've got a low rider for my dinner bell, jointed swim bait. I've got a Rapala super shad wrap for the, you know, a crank it and a bit of vibration. We're going to get some soft lures when we get there. I've got the hide hook weedless lure. So I've got loads of variety. Bust a jerk. There's no point flipping it on, the water's awful. Bust a jerk, I mean, look at the pattern in it. Bright. It's got teeth marks on it. You've seen me use that on videos. Caught fish. Difference with this one, hard plastic, mass produced. A bit cheaper than a custom made lure. Hollow, noisy. So you know, it's not as easy to work. It's not an hard lure to work, don't trust me, but it's not as easy to work as a perfectly weighted glide bait like Barry's. But you know, you get that left and right darting action, pause it, let it sink, left and right, and so much noise and flash. You go to Sweden, you can't not take a busted jerk with you. You know, kind of lures that you're going to catch fish on. So you know, you've got to give yourself a couple of options. But I mean, how many lures can you take? Same for you, you know. How many lures? If you're walking down this canal, you don't want to take your huge selection of lures. So you've got your variety. You don't have to be that exact brand. What I've picked. Plenty of versions. Look for bargains on your websites. There's loads of tackle shops that'll have bargains on them. I'll always tell you to go to Lure Lounge because they've supported me over years. I've got my own cobs, my own bright cobs. I love this one, so that might end up going in. I'll have a fish. I haven't fished with it for a while. I just love jerk baits. Another cobs. This one's got a soft tail. See, a soft tail. Battered. You can see it's battered. It's caught some fish. Added a attractant of a tail on the back, which just adds a bit more variety to your jerk bait. You know, that's fish. That's seen some fish. It's never, for some reason, I've still never had a 20 on it. I don't know why. I've done a 17 on it, which was an awesome fish. Never done a 20, but you can never be, you know, dissatisfied with a lure like that. Custom lure that's catching fish. No, that's got to go with me. He's got a big pike jerk bait. You've seen that one catching fish. I've got my big Phantom 7.5 inch pike pattern. That's just a heath. That's got to go with me. That's got to go with me. Coming to Sweden, baby. Thing is, then I start looking at, you know, I've got my low rider that you've seen caught a million fish. This is brand new out of the box. My other low rider, the lip's slightly cracked, and you start thinking, do you know what? What if that lip broke? What if that lip broke? You need a backup, so I'll have to take. I can't take the one that's caught me loads of fish. I can't leave the one at home that's caught me loads of fish and take a brand new lure. What if it never catches a fish in its life? But I've got to take a backup, so that's coming with me. Yeah, that's coming. I've got to take a spare lowrider. Spare dinner bell. Jesus Christ, how many 20s have I had on that? Lost count. You can't leave behind a lure that's had so many fish. I've just bagged so many fish on that. It kind of felt like I was cheating using it. But you know, might get difficult when I'm in Sweden. There might be, you know, big waters, a lot of you know, slow fishing where you know you're not seeing fish. I need a confidence lure. I've caught fish on that. I've got to take it. Spare birds, and that's quite a new one. You know, I've not had that many fish on it, but it's a noisy one. It's black. Might stand out. You know, sometimes black, especially in slightly murky waters, it might stand out. Yeah, I'll take that with me. About this one, 2 jerks catch pike, episode 2.2. And that fish came up and nailed that. It was just awesome. You know, I was fishing in 18 foot of water that day. I'm going to be fishing similar kind of waters when I go to Sweden. Times when I'm fishing, you know, that sort of. I have to put some new hooks on it that are a bit rusty, but you can't not take a spare bird, and you can't take a bird like that that's caught, you know, such an awesome fish. Spare wolfie, you know what I mean? What if one of your wolf tails don't work? What if Eddie's got a different colour? Got to take a spare wolf tail. Jerk baits, love my custom jerk baits, but this one's like I say, another little soft tail from Ryan Lambert. I mean, this has just got an awesome little jerking action on it. Just so much flash, and you know, gets so much attention. The fish just love that. It's a nice bite-sized jerk bait, custom made, so you know, it might cost you a couple of quid, but really nice. You know, you've got to take these lures, haven't you? You've got to take these lures with you. I've already got a couple of cobs in, but that cob's with a roach jig skin on it. It's quite heavy. It's a jack cob, and it's quite heavy when it sits quite low in the water. So you know, some days your pike, you know, especially the big girls, are, you know, not always willing to come up, to stay low. You know, that might make a difference. You know, if she's rather than fishing up here in water, fishing down here in the water a little bit more. That might be the make a difference. A bit more natural looking, natural buster jerk, chips. You know, noisy. It's just options, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've got to take them. I mean, barries. So you know, the first glider I had, this is a darker one. This one again, fish is lower down in the water. Bit, I don't say it's natural looking, but it's a bit darker colour. It's not a big bright. You know, what if I don't want big bright lures? What if they're a bit, you know, crystal clear water? What if they're a bit shy? I got to take that. Swim baits are just ace. I mean, this is extra size to this is a 25cm one. Bright colours. You just bring that in, slow S shapes. It's just so tantalising. You know what I mean? That might be a game changer. I've got to say that. I've had these a while now. I found them soft tail, catching some fish from me. Get T-boned. Seem to get T-boned quite often. Pike just come up and take them across the mouth like that. Nice glide on it. I've got one at home for Eddie. He keeps saying, "Where's mine? Where's mine?" I've got one at home in my bag, but I'm a bit reluctant to give him it because, in fact, my tail's a bit battered. But I might give him this battered version and keep the new one. So, you know, I can't not take that. I've got to take that. I was supposed to be just taking a few. This is not going to be easy. So just to wrap it up, like I've said, you know, variety. Think about the waters that you're fishing. Most waters in the UK, unless you're fishing lakes and reservoirs, you know, often between let's say 4 and 12 feet depth. There's parts that's deeper, there's parts that's shallower, but often you're fishing in, you know, the 6 foot, 10 foot range. Think of lures that's going to cover it. You know, your top layers, or you know, shallow water. A lure that's going to fish in the first couple of feet. A lure that's going to fish nice and low, so that might be a big soft plastic or something, or a bit of a diver. Think about your styles of your lures. You know, a fast retrieved lure or a slow retrieved lure. A lure that zigzags, a lure that S is a nice straight retrieve. Give yourself variety. Colours, bright colour, you know, natural colour, and a noisy lure, quiet lure, and that's all you really need. Give yourself 5 or 6 lures that's got covered as much as that, and then when you fish a swim, whatever it is, if you give those lures a go, and you've covered the depths, you've covered the styles, you know, fast retrieves, adding pauses and all that, you know then you've done all you can do. You know, you can take them lures all over you, wherever you go, wherever you're fishing in the world, and you're going to catch fish, and then you add to it as you go along. You know, you're starting out, you've bought a rod and a reel, and you know, your braid and your trace, and you've spent a lot of money straight away. You buy 5 or 6 lures at 15 quid a chuck, 20 quid a chuck, and you know, you're at 100 quid, so you know, just choose a few to start with. Don't get yourself confused with, you know, as soon as you put Facebook on or pick up a magazine or something, you see somebody's, you know, new super lure that's catching fish, and you want one, and we do the same. Everybody does the same, but you know, don't think that's the answer to you not catching fish. The answer is more about getting out and finding the locations and putting a bit of time in and working for it. But I hope that'll just help a few of you look at, you know, a bit of a look at some lures, help a few of you decide what you want, and don't be afraid to find something, you know, have a go with something. I'm not saying for 1 minute I discovered those, but because since I've started using these, I've seen that a lot of lads are using these, you know, especially a lot of lads up in Scotland. They do like the phantom jerks, but I kind of just went off and thought, you know, it looks nice, I'll give it a go, use it, and I love it. And you know, you sometimes do that, you find a lure that you give it a go, and you catch on it. So you know, try different. That's part of lure fishing, is trying different stuff. Quickly before I go, bit of information. Quickly before I go, bit of information about what we'll be up to when we're in Sweden. We're going to be, first of all, we're going to be meeting up with the guys at American Tackle. We're going to go fishing, and they're also going to take us around some of Sweden's very large tackle shops. So we'll get a bit of a look in those, see it's like a kid in a sweet shop. We're going to be meeting up with the guys that catch bigger, who's guides in Sweden. You know, got houses and things, you know, log cabins or whatever for you to stay in, all the boats and all that kind of thing, guiding. We're also going to be meeting up with as bros at Leach. They're going to be taking us out and showing us some of their pike fishing. And the other thing we're going to be doing while there is going to watch the live final of Pike Fight. Pike Fight's by some guys in Sweden, free water pictures. The show is in Swedish, so unless you like AD and you're fluent in Swedish, you've got to read subtitles, but it's well worth it. Their videos are really good. The videos are quality, really good pictures. Can't say long words, me. Can't say short words, but I can't say long words. Really good quality videos, and you know, it's a pike competition. Few teams going head to head, catching fish, and it really is good. It really is. How it's put together is just, you know, my amateur productions, one camera, one thing. It's, you know, a total different ball game, but well, you know, hour-long TV. So we're going to watch the final of that, meet a few of the stars, and I say hopefully it'll be good. The videos from the trip, you're going to have to give me a bit of time to make them. I've got a little bit behind with my video making recently, so stick with me. But when I get back from Sweden, hopefully I'll get some videos, put them together, so within a few weeks you'll start to see them coming through. Hopefully before I go, which is not long, I'll get a video made which was a bit of a practice session. We went up and fished at England's largest lake, so hopefully that'll be next week. So if there's a video on Friday, following this one on Friday, I've got it made before I go. But my issue at the minute is deciding what loads I'm taking, because this is not looking easy.